Happy New Year's, chumps and chumpettes. This is Brian Hazard from Frankenlog, so official sounding. And if you thought that coronavirus was going to keep me down from making this video, you thought wrong, damn it. It's happening. We're doing this. End of year review. I really wanted to make sure that we got this done. Don't forget that you're supposed to keep a spread and count how many times I cough to get a nondescript prize, or at the very least my admiration. Every year, at the end of the year, especially the end of this year, I think we all need a break, and we all want to see this year roll over to the next one. I think it's really important to take advantage of my bullet journals and do a review that lets me look back and find out what I've learned. If there's anything I've learned about bullet journaling at all, it's that I sound really funny. My nose is congested. Today, the manifestation of COVID is coughing and congestion. That's what we have. Stuffy nose, Brian. If there's anything I've learned from bullet journaling, it is that I forget more than I remember. And because of bullet journaling, I am able to see all of those things that I absolutely would not have recalled. They would have been gone from my mind, and some of them are really worth keeping. So the good thing about doing an end-of-year review is it lets me go back one more time and really take a look at everything and see what I want to take with me into the next year. Interestingly enough, I had already set up my bullet journal for 2021 and did a whole video on that, and I have to fix that. Actually, this video is going to be sort of an amendment to that one to show what I did differently, because I did change things after that video in my journal. So I'm going to show you my system for annual review, and then I'll show you what that caused me to change in my bullet journal. I don't need this here. Move that. I am an expert at film production. I'm fine. How are you? How are things with you? Good. Great. So I was having a hell of a time finding this one article about migrating notebooks, or about how to change things from year to year, because in a previous year, I learned this from Ryder. Ryder Carroll had done a thing. Hold on. So in this old bullet journal, right, from 18, I had done this because he had told me how to do it, and I'm going to show you. Hold on. I think I would pause every once in a while when I start tearing into a book. Index, anyone? Should we look at the index? Oh my God, why do you guys watch when I take this long? Yearly summary, page 185. This was an A4 Scribbles That Matter. Remember when they made black notebooks? Remember that? So anyways, so I remember Ryder Carroll telling me that I should do a spread. And that spread should have what I want more of, what I want less of, what I need, or what worked and what didn't. And that was my sentiment for 2018. It was a rugged one. It was a rugged one. That was supposed to be rugged or negative. Thank you. So I wanted to do this again, but I could not find the damn article, and it was killing me, right? I could not find it. And so I dug and dug and dug, and I found it. It is actually right. Oh no, where's the picture? There's no picture. Display 3. What have I done? What have I done? Everything's fine here. There we go. Why didn't that work before? Anyways, okay, so here we go. This is the thing, migrating notebooks. And that's why it wasn't technically a blog post. It's a YouTube video that he did. So here's the YouTube video that you can go to. I'll leave the link in the description below so that you guys can see it. I keep wanting to look at the microphone instead of looking at you. This is highest quality, promise. Just don't watch it, and that will be true. So anyways, this is where Ryder goes into the explanation of how to do it, and we shouldn't watch it because that'll blow your mind because it'll be too much sound. But I want to get to this part right here. Blammo, there it is. There's Ryder and his what works and what doesn't, right? So that's the setup that he did. So I wanted to do that again this year. And I did. I spent actually a fair amount of time going through my bullet journal, both of them actually. At this point, we're talking about this year I did in 2 journals, which is a lot less. Like the year before, I did, for 2019, it was, I guess it's not a lot more. It was 3 journals. I did 3 journals for 2019 and only 2 for 2020 because I had gone digital. Don't hate me. I know it was a sin. So I had my first one here and this. And what I did was I literally read through both journals, all the dirty dailies, all the monthly logs, and literally read it. And while I was reading, I had set up ahead of time my, annual review spread, which I'll show you guys closer with the phone in a second. I just can't. So I just had this marked, and I would go through the pages from before, and I would write down the things that belong in each of these categories. What worked, what didn't, what I want more of, and what I want less of. And let me show you what that looks like at this point. Okay, here we go. The reason that I'm motivated to do this sort of annual review is because it's fun to go back through your book, right, and actually see what you wrote. And the other thing is it makes me realize which parts of the system I've been using that I like and that I don't like. And I was actually surprised by some of what I found. I really wanted these to be like my 2020 focus here. Get it? A, B, C, D. But much of this was focused around my identity as a supervisor. Did you guys notice that I just figured out that I can switch cameras midstream so I don't have to send you spitting and vomiting in the videos? I know. Anyways, I'm not a supervisor anymore. I'm not a clinical administrator, and I don't need to worry. It's great to be ambitious, benevolent, conscientious, and deliberate, but that never really panned out. I was too busy just stressing. Anyways, so I like the process of going through. This bullet journal was very much a GTD bullet journal. I have a whole other video on that if you guys want to take a look. So going through and looking at all the different collections in this book, and then doing the same thing really here. And I will tell you that I did most of what I put onto my, what I put into this little annual summary didn't come off the top of my head. It literally came from the time that I spent paging through the old bullet journals for information. And one of the things I noticed that surprised me quite a bit, and I don't know why it surprised me because it's my own damn journal, is that I really enjoyed it. There was a couple of months where I didn't do Frankenlog because I had switched over to a digital program for keeping track of tasks, and I use Google Calendar for events, so I didn't need it. Wow, this lighting is something else, isn't it? It's fine, it doesn't hurt. Those months, I had switched to do more of a Ryder Carroll type. I didn't do tasks really at all in my month. Instead of that, I did a sort of moments where I wrote something for every day of the month. One line, kept it limited to that one line, and just wrote something to commemorate that day and what happened on that day. And then over here I had like a thoughts section where I could just write down things I thought of, or things that I thought were important to remember once upon a time. And I really like this. Not that I liked doing it, it's that I liked reading it again, going back and seeing it. It made me remember so many of the things, and it was just so cool. So that was the big aha for me that meant that I was going to have to change my setup for 2021 that I had already done a video on. As a result, I got to go through and I had like what worked for myself and what didn't. And I don't think there's anything particularly personal on here that I have to worry about doing or not showing you, but this is sort of the gist that I got as a result of this process for me. And it was absolutely worth the time it took me. It took I don't know, at least a couple hours, maybe a few hours. But then for me, this is all about processing and getting the most out of my bullet journal, which means that after I've reflected and I sort of did this is like me taking 2 journals and putting it all together to give me an idea of what I want out of the year. But then I went just one step further and I did a yearly summary journal entry with my, what did somebody call this? My founding father's handwriting. Thank you very much. So really just a handful of pages on a review of the year and what I learned from it and what I felt about it and what I'm looking forward to in the year to come. And then signing it off. just like that. That was the process that I used for my end of year review. You guys know I'm not very fancy. I do love going back, and I do love just the process of bullet journaling is what I love about it. And what was I going to say? COVID brain. I'm so stuffy. Do I sound stuffy? I sound like Billy Joe from Green Day. I'm like, do you have the time to listen to me whine about nothing and every... Oh, sorry. As a result of those things... What? Oh, look at my glasses. That is trippy. Can I line my eyes up just right so I look like... No, I'm not distracted. You're distracted. So as a result of that, I did do some... a pretty significant change. You guys are in the way. Go. Move. Go. Get out. Move. Okay. Some pretty substantial changes to my bullet journal for 2021. Let me show you what I did that's different. Because remember, that one of the big takeaways I got was that I really loved... should I show you what's going on here? I added this. This is my sort of theme for 2021. Here's my lesson from my little adventure in... So that light is awful. I should have waited to set up my spread for 2021 January until I finished my year review, because that informed what I would have wanted to put in there. And I changed it because, you know me, I'm all about the sexy BuJo and making it absolutely perfect. So find yourself. So I had to make a small change. Oh, one thing I did, look at this. I put some black and white washi tape in here to mark where my waiting for list is. And then I decided I'm going to use a little tab of washi tape for each monthly Frankenlog so I can find it easier. So that's one thing I did. But the other thing I did is we went back to some Dutch door action here. Originally, I had Frankenlog over here, and I was going to have like additional tasks here, and then I could write, thoughts or whatever. But I really like that monthly thing where I'm able to write something for every day. So I took that sticker that what used to be in the middle of this, and I pulled it back off. A little damage there, but that's fine. And what we did was, so now I have 2 columns for tasks, so I don't run out of room there. And now when you flip this over, this whole page here is now, this light. This whole page now here, I can just do this, ta-da, is for memories. See how I did such a good job of putting this sticker back on after pulling it off the first time? Nailed it. So now I have 1 line per day for my memories to go on here. And I've got a place to put thoughts, just like I did in that spread I showed you earlier. But I also have plenty of room for my tasks. And that way, when I'm doing the memories, I can still see the calendar over here. And I made it so that these all line up with the dates that are over here as well. One other thing I added, changed, whatever, from Frankenlog, because I totally forgot to do it when I put it together this month. Which, by the way, I'm declaring this as Frankenlog version 1.6, V1.6, with our new, memories module. I forgot my weekly habits. I like to have weekly habits. So, here's all the days. Here's the gray boxes for the daily habits. And then this is the week box for tasks for the week. And so I stole a little space. So this is weekly planning. And that one meeting I go to for each week, I added that in. And that was as a result of a realization that there's a certain fellowship that I've really kind of not been connected with as well due to the virus, not being able to get out of the house, and that I want to make sure that I'm better about my weekly planning. That's that, guys. I think, yeah. It's fine. It's fine. I will say that now that I've written a little bit more in here, and the pages and stuff on this edition 2 bullet journal are buttery smooth. They're amazing. I love them. Also, I want to make an amendment to my last video because I said in the last video that there's no spine sticker for the journal for when you're done and you want to put it on the bookshelf. I was clearly mistaken. If you look right there, you can't see it very well, but there's a strip right there next to the lightning bolts, and that is the spine sticker for archiving, because I like to... At the end of a book, I like to do that, because I've done that with, here. So 2, 3, 4, 6, 5. Totally professional. Here we go. So I got this going on right there. And I like doing that. This guy down here needed a little tape because he's not a real Leuchtturm. You're not real. And it wouldn't stay on. Thank you. I'm tired. I really wanted to do this, though. I know lots of people were asking about annual review and what people are doing for the end of the year, and I wanted to be able to show you guys what I had going on. That's it. That's the end of the year. All right, BuJo Bandits, Happy New Year. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you got something out of this. I hope you could actually see what I was showing you. I'm going to nap off this coronavirus, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Happy New Year. Wait, one thing I forgot. I know I was about to leave, but this is another big aha moment that I had. I like to do longhand journaling throughout my BuJo, right? My Founding Fathers writing. But the dates, because I don't do them in my dirty dailies, because I want to have room for lots of writing, they're not connected to the dailies. So when I was doing my review and I would look at like my monthly spread and the little memories I had written, I would notice those, but then when I was reading the long form, they would come across, I'd find it later, and I was thinking, I sure would like those to be connected somehow. So what I was going to do, anytime I have free flow pages for a certain date, I'm actually going to write the date, the page for that free flow within my dirty dailies. Like my dailies have these little, so I have these little like spots right here like that where I used to track like anxiety, but I barely need it anymore. So I could use that little box to write the page number for that day's longhand writing, right? And it would like connect it and make it really easy to find. And that made me think, you know what else I can do that would be kind of cool is in my Frankenlog, if I have like certain days, you know, the dirty dailies for that day, I could actually make a page number reference to them like in Frankenlog, like maybe right at the edge here, like right along here at the very far edge, I could write the page number of the dirty dailies for that day. So if I ever want to like go back and look, I know it doesn't happen that often, and I have no idea if I'm going to be consistent about this because I like ideas more than actions. But yeah, okay, so I needed to mention that because I can't believe I forgot it. That was one of the more of things that I put in here, was that I wanted to do that. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, now I'm going to let myself finish saying goodbye for realsies. Bye-bye.